Hi, this is Tim Ward with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got this video coming to you as promised. As you can see here, I have the homepage of the website pulled up. First, I would like to go into a Google search page here. Now, I've typed in this phrase that we consider a buyer intent keyword. So a service attached to a location. So in this case, roofing, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So this is a way that somebody could find a roofing company in Cedar Rapids, which is where you guys are located, um, if they don't know somebody to do the work for them currently, right? So if they know you and they're coming to you, that's great. Now, how do we capture the audience of people who don't know you? And a major part of that's going to be through a Google search, of course. Now, again, there's going to be different variations of this, so we want as many of these variations within our website as possible so that Google is able to rank us for these, right? Um, Now, with that being said, also 75 to 80% of those people that choose these keywords to type into Google are actually going to stick on this first page to choose a company. So that's huge there in itself. Now, there's a few ways to rank on this first page. One is going to be these Google guaranteed ads. I think overall, a decent option if you needed, customers right here, right now. I think long time ROI, it's just not here. It's much better to rank in this page organically. And you can do that in a couple of ways, whether that's the Google Map Pack here or within the organic listings themselves, right? Now, with that being said, you can get 30 to 40% of your entire traffic coming from this Google Map Pack if you're within this top three. Okay, so this requires a Google business profile, and then you need to verify it and get it ranked through Google to be able to get it within this top three. Now, one thing I was trying to look at, because I had hit this more businesses button to try and find you within here, and I wasn't able to actually find you within there. So then I was curious, do you actually have a Google business profile? And it seems like you don't as of right this second. So that's one of the first things I would do is definitely build one out and then get it verified through Google. And then we can start working on get it ranked within here. Because again, this is huge, as most people will never hit this more businesses button. And if they see something they like within here, they'll never actually scroll down into the organics either, right? Okay, so you can also then, of course, rank within the organics, and that would be the best way to absolutely maximize, be within the map pack and the organic listings. Now, Darnell Construction here is the top when it comes to roofing and the actual organics here, besides being in the map pack. So I chose them to do this quick comparison between the two websites, okay? So again, I have the website pulled up here. I kind of like to look at a website for a couple of main reasons. First off, are things going to be glitchy and things of that nature that would kind of instantly deter somebody away from the website? I'm not seeing any of that. It's an overall generally good looking website, and it functions quite well too. So looking past that, what I also look at is the actual content of the homepage. Um, so stuff like this that I can actually highlight. Now, Google has a sweet spot when it comes to content, especially on home pages, which is 1,500 to 2,000 words of content itself on the home page. Okay. Now, as we can tell, this is our major piece of content here. So overall, a little bit lacking when it comes to the content, especially on our home page here. So with that said, too, this is a rule of thumb for the rest of the website, including the homepage. Every 150 to 200 words of content within your website here, you can start to include these buyer intent keywords that I was talking about in that Google search page. So now you can not, well, first off, include these buyer intent keywords if you have the correct amount of content, but also not oversaturate either. So there's a sweet spot. It's kind of a rule of thumb there that you want to stick within. So one other thing I always like to do in these videos is throw your guys' website into this paid program along with that top competitor, Darnell, to do this comparison. So I do the comparison using these dashboard numbers. So there's these first two numbers here that are power and trust ratings with Google. First one's the DR, the second one's the UR. So the DR is for the entire website, the 3.4, and the UR is for the homepage alone. Okay. Now these are out of 100, so as you might imagine, not the most power and trust built with Google as of yet, and that would be correct. But once you get into the 30s and 40s, you're definitely going to be within that closer to top 10% of all websites across the web. So once you get into those numbers, you know you've built a lot of power and trust within Google so far. But You build that power and trust through these backlinks that come from these referring domains. Okay. Um, Now, this being said, you do have quite a few backlinks. And normally, if you see this many, you're going to have higher power and trust ratings. So, what's making me think that is these backlinks that you have aren't going to be of a high quality as of right now. So, you want to build out future on, you want to build backlinks from referring domains that already of a high quality. So, they already have high power and trust within Google. So that in return, you gain more credibility with Google once you obtain a backlink from those referring domains. Now, also here, you have about 35 keywords within the website. I would think, I haven't done research exactly on Cedar Rapids and some of those surrounding areas, Iowa City, so on and so forth. But I would think typically you're going to have 50 to 60 main buyer intent keywords for a roofing website. So you may be a little light when it comes to the keywords and the overall volume of buyer intent traffic that you could bring in. Now, that would just come again with optimizing the content on the website, which isn't super hard to do. It just takes some time and effort. Now, with all that being said, you're bringing in around 25, people per month on average to the website. Okay, so overall, a decent start. Now, this is that top competitor in the area. Okay, so we can see their DR and UR ratings compared to yours. Now, here's where I said yours probably aren't the greatest quality. And I said this because, as you can see, they have less than half of the amount of backlinks that you have, but their ratings are quite a bit higher. All right. Now that happens because they've built out higher quality ones. Now they also have kind of within that sweet spot of keywords that I thought would probably be good for this area, and they are bringing in what would that be, a little bit over double when it comes to traffic. So not a huge difference, but again, if what I'm thinking, probably if I come in here, we can see where traffic's coming from. Yeah, so most of your traffic is coming from the actual company name, right? Well, now we could capture, especially if you're on this first page, the rest of the traffic, that don't know who you are. And that's where you're really going to gain, a lot of customers from. If they don't know you and don't know you exist in the area, now they can find you, right? So that's what I would be doing. Definitely building out a Google business profile if you haven't already. Get it verified, and then we can start working on getting that ranked. And then, of course, look at the content within your website, optimize it, and start building a lot of power and trust to your website, and just blow this area out of the water and just become dominant. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was in your shoes at the moment. So with all this being said, I'm hoping there's some information that you can use for your benefit here within this video. Of course, if you feel free, of course, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns, or if you need me to elaborate on anything I talked about to you. And then I'd love to hear some feedback on this video as well on if you enjoyed it or not. And then just one last thing, I just want to say thank you, and I do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch the video.